Hello, Year 8. We hope you're keeping well. First of all, a big thank you for all your lovely work from last week. Well done for accessing Google Classrooms. It's a bit of a learning curve in itself. We hope that you enjoyed Chapter 1. Last week was mainly a focus on reading. This week we're going to be doing a number of writing tasks based on that. So you did need to have a good understanding of what you have read in order to be able to do this. First of all, we have got a vocabulary focus. The idea is to try and create a glossary, which I've called the Hungersaurus, of some of the key terminology that comes up in the book, which is specific to the story of the Hunger Games. So, for example, in the Hunger Games, there is a place called the Hob. You would need to explain what the Hob is and where it is, because, of course, in our world, a hob might just be the top of a cooker, and that is not what it means here. There are a number of other terms in there which we just need to check that you understand. If you can't remember what they mean, then do listen to the audio or reread chapter 1 in order to complete that task, first of all. Secondly, there's a bit of a creative task in terms of creating a map of District 12. In terms of understanding a reading text, a fiction text, a narrative or a story, a novel, visualising the setting is a really important part of your comprehension. So the idea is to try and create a map detailing all the different places that are mentioned about District 12, thinking about the colours that you might use, making sure you're using a key or labelling the places. How you create that map is entirely up to you. You can draw it, you can paint it, you can use modelling clay in terms of how you visualise it. So we'll leave that one to you and we look forward to seeing what you come up with. The third task is a non-fiction writing focus. The idea is to create a leaflet that would be handed out at the reaping ceremonies, detailing the history of Panem and the rules of the Hunger Games. In terms of the chapter that you have been given as an attachment, you'll find most of the information you need on pages 7 and 8 of that document. But in terms of how you present your work, you're going to need to think about what headings and subheadings you might use, how you're going to lay it out on the page. You're going to need to think about what colours and what images you might use and the connotations of those for District 12 and for the Hunger Games itself. The fourth writing task, or the fourth task rather for this week, is more of a creative writing focus, writing a narrative from a different character's point of view. So, for example, probably the most accessible would be to write about the reaping from the perspective of maybe Prim or Gale, because we know a little bit more about them. For a bit more of a challenge, you might choose to focus about from Katniss' mum's point of view, or maybe Madge, the mayor's daughter. We're given a little bit of information on them, but not as much as Gale and Prim. If you really wanted to challenge yourself, or you've got a really good background knowledge, maybe you've read the novel or seen the films before, you might choose to focus on the character of Effie Trinket, for example, or Mayor Undersea, or maybe one of the peacekeepers, and write about the events of the reaping in District 12, where Katniss volunteers as tribute. From your point of view, it could just be a random person in the crowd, maybe somebody who knew her from school. It's up to you. There is a model example provided from a student to give you some ideas. If you're really stuck, there is some writing assessment criteria for you too, and a help sheet. We hope that you enjoy these tasks, and we're really looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Good luck and take care.